what you know about love comes from the teachings of a man. People who have never seen love can't recognize it. You can't even recognize the love that I give you. You can't even recognize it because you want more and more and more. Enough ain't never enough for people who got holes and voids. Enough is never enough for people who have gaping holes in their being. So no matter what you do, no matter how much you give, it ain't never enough. Now the women want their egos stroked. You want me to stroke the ego of Sandra Bland and Risa Tisa. You can't afford to have your ego stroked because you are the one with the power, ladies. You don't get to operate an ego. You got to rise up and take responsibility and see where you went wrong. So you want me to sit up here and woe is me over Risa Tisa, who looking for public attention over her intentional delusion. You really want me to sit up here and sympathize with a person who lets you know they just wanted to be married and pushed through the lies, even though they knew it was a lie. You want me to have, quote unquote, compassion and sympathy for that, and not sympathy for men who the government intentionally overbred, knowing the male's nature. They knew the male's nature. They knew what he was incapable of. The government knew this. This was not an accident. They brainwashed you through church or religion. They brainwashed you and made you worship men. They put you in a state of fear and made you worship men and made you desire male children. They conditioned you to believe that it was easier to raise boys than it was to raise daughters. They brainwashed you to say that your sons was more valuable than your daughters. Thus, brainwashing you to discard your daughters and allow your male children to run recklessly. They made you think that love was an emotion and made you see the male's codependent nature as love. So because males are more codependent than daughters and daughters are more independent, you thought your son's codependent nature was him loving you more than your daughters. My bond with my son is much stronger than my bond with my daughter. And so because of that, you had been genetically, or you have been physiologically and psychologically manipulated to support men, thus producing more and more and more into the environment and leaving them to their own devices. Knowing that males need women. It's not just a want, it's a need. They create the whole system. They create the entire system to cater to men and give them everything because they know that you can't have men out here without nothing. But we still need them for our wars. We need them as a biological weapon. The same way y'all get pit bulls and Rottweilers and turn them into a weapon to defend your house, right? That's the same way they did men. They convinced you to produce so many of them so that they could use them as biological weapons. And then they discarded them, put them out there, and left them to their own devices. This is what they did. And you're upset because when I hear a male say how hard it is and how they have to fap, they have to watch Pornhub, they have to find alternative methods, play video games and stuff, and you're mad because I understand and I don't judge the male for having to do that. I don't judge the male for getting a boyfriend. Because I understand how this system of patriarchy has impacted him as well as I understand how this impacted you. 99% of my videos is about helping you. 99% of all of my videos is about helping you and putting you back in a position of getting your power. But you get mad because I do one video every once in a while to show you what men are going through and how I have compassion for that. You get mad because 1% of the videos that I do is about me understanding the psychology of men and understanding their behavior and understanding how the system has hurt them too and why you're experiencing what you're experiencing from them. You mad about that fact. But if you understood men like I understood men, then you would understand ain't nobody in the world that can help men. A woman can't help a man, and a man can't help a man. Only the man can help himself. And most of the men can't help themselves because they don't even know where to start. The male aggression. Because the male can be easily turned into a weapon. And they could use that. So we need more of it. We need more males. We need more males to go to war. The more males we pump on the earth, we know that without women, they're dangerous. So how do we tame these men that we bring in here? Give them a woman. Sacrifice the woman so that we can tame the male. So baby, not only are you a victim, he is too. Can you not see this? You've been sacrificed to tame the male as the male is being used as a biological weapon for men to fight against each other to take over the planet. And they don't want the men attacking them, so let's give him a woman to beat up on. Let's give him a woman to abuse. Let's give him a woman that he can take his sexual frustrations out on, that he can empty his sack on. You were sacrificed. So we know that you are a victim. We know that you are a victim. But this idea that the male is not a victim is a lie. Baby, you want me to lie or you want me to tell the truth? I'm the truth, sweetie. I stand on the truth. And just so happens that the truth supports your existence. The truth supports your existence, just so happens. But that don't mean that I'm just on your side and don't see nothing else but your side. No, I'm on the truth side. Right? I'm on the side of the truth. And the truth see everything. The truth takes all things into account. So you can't ask me to not see nobody else's side but yours. That's unrighteous. That's not right. That's wrong as two left shoes. But just because I see the man's side don't mean that I'm rallying to keep women as sacrificial lambs for men to exist, because the existence of man is the reason why we in this mess in the first place. Will you stop, love and light, will you stop telling me how to be energetically? I don't understand how you feel. If you don't like my energy right now, can you just leave the live? How do you come in here after I've been talking for an hour or two and tell me to shift my energy? Like, do y'all even hear y'allself? I'm giving a message. And however my energy is, that's just what it is. If that ain't for you today, then come back tomorrow. I mean, like, people think they own you. They think that you're here for them. They won't let you exist however you are and accept it for what it is. People have a problem with that. And what you do to other people, understand it will be done to you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Live and let live. You don't own the queen maker. Women do not own the queen maker. Nobody owns the queen maker. The queen maker shows up how the queen maker shows up. You can either accept it or leave it. No, I can't change my energy to make you more happy. Like, I don't even think people even understand the entitlement. You come in after 2 hours, you seem angry today. Can you change? Well, I'm not angry, but if I was, why wouldn't you just let me be angry? From whatever I'm angry about. Why do I now have to change just because you came in to the live? Right? But I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm having a discussion. Right? It takes a lot to get me to a point of anger. I'm not a person that can easily be aroused to anger. If I do get angry, you can best believe that you have annoyed me to some extent. It is something that you have done that is so critical that you have annoyed me to some extent. Right?